financial problems, elder law, criminal law, tax problems, business matters, divorce, personal injury, bankruptcy, your life, your reality. Life is complicated. There is the law and there is reality. Welcome to Law and Reality, sponsored by THAV GROSS. Now here's your host, Ken Gross.
Welcome to this segment of Law and Reality. Today's topic is there are elder law changes that affect married couples. Brian Small, good morning.
Good morning, Ken. A pleasure to be here this morning.
Pat Samasco, this is your hot topic.
That's me, man. I'm ready to roll.
Ooh, wait.
Jeffrey Winden,
Yep,
good
it's
to see
hot.
you.
Good morning, Ken. Pat, I have an immediate question. Are there elder couples that affect elder law changes? That's the question I want.
10,000 people a day are turning 65.
Anyone in this room?
Not me.
Pretty freaking close, man. Pretty close. And they're living longer and not necessarily healthier. And how
Are
many?
they healthier or not healthier?
Well, they're healthier in the sense that they're not dying.
Because they're living longer, yeah.
Yeah, they're just not dying, which means the biggest portion of our government is going to be senior health care, right? And those are the people that vote. So all the voter block, they're going to vote to benefit them, and our kids are going to be paying the paycheck on it, writing cash in the check on it.
That may be true, but I don't know if it's
I
true
don't
in
know
New
that they're
York.
healthier
Because it
just
seems
because
like
they're not
everybody
dying.
voted in that last election.
Well, if you look at socialized medicine, that is the people paying for the everybody's care, right?
Yeah, it's
So
unpaid.
and they don't want to pay taxes on Social Security, and they want to not pay taxes on pensions. Well, that means that seniors
No
are.
one wants to pay taxes on anything.
Well, here's
Well,
the thing.
the idea on Social Security is you've already paid tax on that money.
Here's the question.
It's a
Here's the
legitimate
big
point.
question. With the size of our debt right now, it's at $37 trillion, and they just increased it, I think, by $5 trillion, that it can go up in the.
It goes up $2 trillion a year.
It's numerically impossible to pay off the debt. Cannot pay off the debt. It will never ever be paid off. You cannot pay off the debt with what we have right now.
What if you do a 50-year mortgage?
Why have taxes? If you can never pay off that debt,
So you just
why
like the
even
debt,
have
because
taxes?
if the debt gets too high and the money is being used to service the interest
Which is
on that
right
debt,
where it is
then
now.
there's no money to pay
Yeah.
for the other things
Right,
that we need.
right.
Yeah. But
So-
what's the changes in the law we're
Okay,
talking about?
so married couple. Well, look, the changes in the law, and it really happened with the shutdown. It came about with the shutdown. They decided not to pay that $156 SNAP fee, right? People weren't getting their food stamps, essentially.
Right.
So here we are trying to protect mom that's got $500,000 in her money, from the nursing home, so that Medicaid will pay the nursing home bill, and all of a sudden they're not paying the $156 food stamp bill. So
How do the two tie together?
well, what happened is the big, great, beautiful bill, they cut Medicaid funding, right? They dropped it by
for
like
like,
800
for like nursing home?
for everything. It's not even for nursing home. They just cut it for everything, which means everybody in all the states have to start pulling back.
So there's an available pool of money
And
that
it's
got
smaller.
smaller.
Yes.
And Medicaid funds things like the nursing homes, SNAP, and
Medical expenses,
et cetera.
Okay, so
And
SNAP is funded by Medicaid
It's part. Yeah,
as well.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
It's all
that's what
part
is.
of it.
Okay.
So if you have $100 as the budget, and then all of a sudden it goes down to $90, Medicaid starts looking at everything. So they're fly-specking everything. So the one thing, remember, we would go to court and get a spousal support order. They're cutting back on that. They're focusing on
I mean,
the work.
they're coming up with a specific rule saying you can't do that.
They're the
Because that was
rule-
kind of a Pat
That was,
Samasco novel plan.
Yeah, so the law never changed. We've done hundreds of these plans, and the law did not change. The wording in the law did not
It's the
change.
same.
It's just the way that they're reading that word.
So they're fighting you on
They're
those?
fighting it, which means we have to go to Plan B and Plan C, which we always have a Plan B and Plan C. So if your mom and dad,
Yeah, give us the example.
so your mom and dad, your dad, well, whose parents are still? You're single though. Your parents are not married, right? It's boyfriend girlfriend.
No, one set's married, one set's boyfriend.
Okay, so the married couple, dad's in the nursing home and mom's at home. We can go into court and say, hey, they're living separately, they're legally separated, so we want all of dad's money to be transferred to mom
For her support.
and it's all protected. When you go through that court process, the transfer of the money from dad to mom protects it.
So when dad is then in the nursing home, he has no income and no money,
Yeah.
and
So
the
his
government pays for his care.
His 401k gets transferred to mom.
Right, which is important.
Very important.
Because
That
if
word
his 401k
transfer.
doesn't go to mom,
The
and he's in
nursing
the
home will
nursing
take
home,
it. Switch it.
Big.
Mom's in the nursing home and dad's at home. Same thing. We
who's
want
got the 401k? Dad?
dad. So the same exact order says all of the assets are transferred to dad for his support.
So he has the 401k
And Medicaid says the court order never transferred it.
because he already had
He
the
already
401k.
had it. So therefore it's not.
So what's
But he's
the
not in the
plan?
nursing
To
home.
argue
He-
that the spousal interest is transferred
Well,
because
that's
there's a right?
that's the argument he just said. So
Boy, I couldn't even hear
okay,
it.
I'm gonna talk. So there was no transfer. There was no transfer from the court order. Never transferred anything to dad because it was already in dad's name, right?
Okay.
So
But
what is
mom's
it?
in the nursing home.
Mom's in the nursing
So it
home.
doesn't eliminate
It doesn't.
mom's interest in dad's.
That's what I said.
That's the problem. Our argument in my house and in your house and in your house, all of my money's my wife's money. All of my wife's money's my wife's money. Everybody owns everything, right? And when you go to court, it's not the retitling of the asset that counts. It's the awarding of that asset to the person.
So they're coming in and saying, because you it didn't get retitled, mom didn't lose her interest. So do you have to have that court order now say, and mom gives up any interest she has?
Well, they're saying that the wording doesn't matter.
So
well-
wait, then here's.
Is this
Do we
a
have to
state
go
level thing?
back to
All
the?
right, let's take a break and we'll come back and go over it.
If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
You can't work. You have to deal with pain and stress. Worse yet, our system for applying for disability benefits seeks to deny you the benefits you're entitled. Jeff Kirschner is an expert in obtaining disability and workers' compensation benefits for his clients. You need to call Jeff before you apply or after you're denied to get the benefits you deserve. 888-235-HELP. 888-235-HELP. Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
So, how old should your grandsons be before they can spend their inheritance on their own?
Thanks, Grandma. Yeah, thanks, Grandma. This car's awesome. Thanks, Grandpa. We got two.
35. You've worked hard your whole life to create a lasting legacy for your heirs. Let Samasco Law help you make the right decisions to protect the ones you love. Samasco Law, protecting what means most, because that's what we do.
Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP.
All right, so let me see if I'm understanding this correctly. Okay. Because if it's transferred by a court order, then when dad's 401k goes to mom, that's protected and not included as
Correct.
income in evaluating how much Medicaid will pay.
Correct.
But if mom is in the nursing home and dad has the 401k and there's a court order from mom to dad, it doesn't touch the 401k because it's already dad's.
Correct.
And because it's not by way of a court order, then they're subject to that $130,000 cap.
157.
157, it's not 157.
Right.
So that's a
Right.
big problem. Did you have a question first? Because
Yeah.
you have a solution to that, which I'm interested in.
I have two questions with regard to
You
that.
can't scare me. Bring
So
it on.
first of all, does this mean that we're headed back to old-fashioned Medicaid planning,
Yes.
which is where, no, the real old-fashioned, where people got divorced so that they could get on Medicaid?
That's the problem. So there's a Supreme Court opinion on this, was written by Ruth Bader Ginsburg out of the Wisconsin case. We're literally on the Medicaid Wisconsin case, and she said it's not the retitling of the asset that matters. It's the awarding of the asset. So we're going to be fighting it out, but it could take 3 or 4 years to fight it out.
Even if
but
you
that was
divorced,
why.
it wouldn't solve
Sure,
that.
no, it
if
does.
you're
So
divorced, because then
you get a
the
quadruple.
husband
That's-
is awarded his interest in this, and she's awarded that, and there's a court order that says
okay.
it.
Yeah,
So
so that's
she's-
the reason
so
that you did the spousal support, so it wouldn't require people to get divorced,
But
which
then
we
there's the-
have one right
But you
now.
then have another problem, don't you? I'm going back to what Jeff and I see it every once in a while in the tax situation. In the tax situation, you can't divorce for tax purposes. It has to be a bona fide divorce. So if you go and get an actual divorce and the government comes in and says, you're
The
still living
no.
together, you're still acting like husband and wife, you've only done this for
And
tax purposes,
that's where-
they void it.
So that's where Medicaid fought us out a few years ago, when they tried to get in and say that's BS.
Yeah.
They can't. That's absolutely impossible.
Unless they then change their mind.
No, because under the family law, it's a no-fault divorce state. You can get divorced for any reason that you want.
I don't like your blue shoes.
Yeah.
Except-
And not being
okay,
in love
but
is never a reason.
So then answer me this.
Okay, go.
Why does that argument work for Medicaid and not work for taxes? It's the same government.
It's not.
It's under the
State,
eyes of the
Medicaid,
law, you are not.
Oh, is Medicaid governed by state law?
Well, it is governed by state law, but this is family law that counts. There's only two people to the divorce, a husband and a wife. There's no third parties. Creditors can't come in. Nobody can come in and get involved with the divorce situation, and it's a no-fault divorce.
So it's-
state.
But you have
It
a
comes to- I think
solution
Jeff's-
that doesn't
you're saying it's a
require
state
people to
issue.
get
It's a
divorced.
state
Yeah.
law issue, yeah.
All right, so if there's a solution that
Going
doesn't
to-
require, what is the solution?
Going to court never saved the money from the nursing home. It just saved taxes. It saved taxes. So
On the
now,
401k, yeah.
yeah, on the 401k. So now you have to put it into a Medicaid annuity, or you have to put it in a special trust called a solely for benefit of trust. So Plan B is we have to retitle the assets into a solely benefit of trust, or you have to put the IRA money into a Medicaid annuity. It still
What is a
saves
Medicaid
every dime.
annuity and how-
It
why is
turns
that
it into
working?
an income stream. So you're working your whole life, and now you have a pension. The at-home spouse gets to keep the pension. But so many people say, well, I don't want the pension anymore. I want a buyout. So I'm going to put all of my pension money into a 401k. Well, now the 401k is at risk.
Because it's a pot.
It's a bucket
not
of
an
money.
income
It's
stream.
part of the 157. Medicaid says you can put it back into a pension. So you're taking all that extra money and putting it back into a Medicaid
For how
income.
long?
Once it becomes
How
an
long?
income.
do you
Life
have-
expectancy.
Yeah, but so
Of the second
part
spouse?
the spouse goes into the nursing home. Medicaid is now paying the spouse's bill, and you've retitled it and you've got it into an annuity. Can you then go cash out that annuity?
No. Not until you die.
What
Then it
about
goes
selling
again.
the house?
Selling house? There's a lot. You can sell a house.
So
But the house is
you're,
protected
you're
anyway.
allowed to own a house if you're in the nursing home, right? And not
Yeah.
Medicaid's paying the
Right.
bill.
What about
So-
the condo in Florida?
Well, you can't. You can't own two houses,
Okay.
right?
You put the condo in the solely for benefit of trust. You put the extra bank accounts in the solely for benefit of. You put the IRA into this
Well, they're in a
Medicaid
solely for
annuity.
benefit of. Is that then create
Solely for the benefit
makes it
of
into
the
an-
at-home
that makes
spouse.
it be
Yeah.
deemed an income stream?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's weird.
Even the house?
Yeah, that's
How
weird.
is a condo an income stream?
Yeah, right. Yeah, totally. Sounds goofy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sounds way easier to do just the spousal support.
It sounds more
It
like
doesn't. That's the thing.
No, it sounds easier to do this to the trust.
No, it's way easier to do the spousal support stuff. Way. Then you have to
But
worry
you gotta
about the
get
retitling. and
recorded,
everything.
okay.
But the point is this. Everyone at home go, well, that's bullshit crap. We're not getting our food stamps, but here you are protecting the assets for mom's nursing home bill, right?
Well, there's you always
That's
have
the
that,
argument,
you always
yeah.
have that sentiment that says
Yeah.
you've got $500,000 or you've got $800,000 and you're protecting it and making the government pay the entire
Right.
cost of the nursing
Every-
home. That's not fair. when there's other people who can't.
So
do
what
that.
if it's not fair? That's
Every
the whole
wait,
point.
hang on.
But I'm just saying that there's always
every
that sentiment.
conservative MAGA Republican, I can immediately turn him into the most liberal Democrat.
when it comes to their money?
When they're in the nursing home, I want to save every dime.
Always,
That's-
it's
oh,
always the
right.
same thing. It's the
Always,
person that's sitting on the high horse.
Always.
So for every attack that Medicaid is coming back and fighting right now,
There's a
you've got
counter.
a counterattack.
I
and a solution.
have a solution that is, help me out, what is that? It's the plan.
individual to the individual.
The plan is individual, but the
Are you
big plan.
exposed on plans that you've done recently? Is there a period where they can come in and attack? Or
There-
once
Well,
it's
this is
approved,
this
are you
is
home
it.
free?
When you file the papers, we've done it 300 times. It worked 300 times for these 3 cases that we filed. And now when Medicaid looks at it, they say it doesn't work this time.
All right, when we come back from the break, I want to know how you handle those 3 cases.
Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
If your daughter passes away before you, do you want her share to go to her kids, or do you want to go to your new son-in-law?
You didn't have to buy me a Ferrari.
Don't worry, baby. There's plenty more where that came from.
The kids. You've worked hard your whole life to create a lasting legacy for your heirs. Let Samasco Law help you make the right decisions to protect the ones you love. Samasco Law, protecting what means most, because that's what we do.
Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
Time for announcements. I want to announce we've opened, THAV GROSS has opened a new office downriver in the Horizon building on Eureka Road. So now we're in Flint, downriver, and also our home office in Bingham Farms. Remember, you can always come in for a free consultation. You can do it by Zoom conference, in the office, any way that works best for you. Just call 888-235-HELP or go to the website, thavgross.com, to sign up. Debt issues, tax issues, estate planning issues, business law issues, elder law issues with Pat or Kelsey, disability issues with Jeff Kirshner. Again, sign up at lawandreality.com or thavgross.com or just call 888-235-HELP. Also, if you go to the website, you'll see there's free reports. Resolving Tax Problems, The Real Solutions by Jeff Linden and myself. Bankruptcy, Is It Right for Me by Brian Small. How to Save Your Home from Foreclosure. Business Formations, Loans and Grants for Small Businesses in Detroit and Michigan. And The Retiree's Guide to Social Security by Pat Simasko. I want to thank our sponsors, THAV GROSS, Simasko Law, Kirshner Law. Now back to the show.
Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP. You can't work. You have to deal with pain and stress. Worse yet, our system for applying for disability benefits seeks to deny you the benefits you're entitled. Jeff Kirshner is an expert in obtaining disability and workers' compensation benefits for his clients. You need to call Jeff before you apply or after you're denied to get the benefits you deserve. 888-235-HELP. 888-235-HELP. If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
All right, Mr. Beck. So the question I had at the end was, you have 3 cases that they're challenging you
Right.
on. How are you addressing those?
So we have to go to the Plan B. So instead of just keeping it, we have to put it into the Medicaid annuity, or we have to put it into the SBO trust.
Is there a way of challenging it in court?
We are going to challenge 2 of them in court, and we're going to fight that out. But while we're fighting it out, the next set of cases are coming in. We're going to just know that we're going to be doing the Plan Bs, which is still saves everything. We just have to go to the Plan B, which is the old school way that we did it.
So on that annuity, how does that then work?
So why do you use the annuity? If you put a $500,000 IRA into a trust, it's 100% taxable.
Right.
Now that immediately. So now the tax goes from 12% to 37%.
So when you cashed it out.
When you cash it out.
Okay.
So if you cash in a 401k, it's all taxable. So you want to spread out the payment of the taxes and the Medicaid annuity. And now what you're thinking, well, we'll just do a 100-year annuity. You can only do life expectancy or less. So if the lady's 80 years old, it's a 5-year life expectancy.
So if it's a 5-year life expectancy and she lives 10 years, does it
it's
only
all
pay the
paid
5?
out after
In the first 5.
In the 5.
So if it's a 60-month annuity, you break down 500,000 divided by 60,
and they pay the tax on the distribution as it comes out.
What if it's an 85-year life expectancy and you're 92?
The 92-year-old has a 3-year life expectancy. A 95-year-old has a 2-year
What's the life
life
expectancy on a 71-year-old?
You never die. You never die, because 71, it's a 9-year life expectancy. So now you're 80. So now you have a 7-year life. Now you're 87. You have a. When you're 100, you have a 6-month life expectancy.
So wait,
you never
But
die.
at 71, you have a 9?
So here's the
I don't
problem
know.
I see
Yeah.
is that if you had
I wasn't happy with that
$500,000
number.
and you put it into an annuity, when you're starting and you have 5 years to receive that means you're going to be paid out $100,000 a year for 5 years.
Right.
You're going to be paying ordinary income tax
Right.
on that.
At a little bit marginal higher rate than you would be if you were stretching
Very
it over
little.
10 years.
But the difference is that if you inherited that IRA as your kid,
It's-
you have 10 years to take that out. at your tax rate.
No.
It grows until you get to the 10 years.
No,
Why not?
because the kids never inherit it. Why? Because it goes to the nursing home. The idea, if you don't do what I'm doing, you're going to cash it in, pay the tax, and give it to the nursing home.
No, he's comparing it to the old law that if you were able to do it by way of a court order,
then
that
court order,
you can't have
right.
you can't have everything.
Well,
is
but
what it
now
comes down
if you
to.
put it into the Medicaid annuity, and it's not used up, and the nursing home patient passes away before the fund is
It
used.
still pays out.
But what if the non-nursing home bound spouse dies first? Where's the money go?
Here's a Medicaid, irrevocable, non-assignable, actuarially sound, which is pays out life expectancy or a little bit less. So if it's a 60-month Medicaid annuity, it's paying 60 months. Right, and if you die in 2 years, the kids get the remainder of the money.
That's what I wanted to know.
As it's paid out.
Which is, and the lady yesterday, so I don't like that. I said, well, tough crap. You can't.
Wait. Did you exactly say those words?
Yeah.
And what did
Tough
she say?
crap.
Okay.
She goes, what's the
you
other
only
option?
can do what you can do.
Right. Here's the other option. Give it to the nursing home.
I mean, the prime.
I
Go ahead.
was just going to say the life expectancy measure is the at-home spouse, not the nursing home spouse.
It's the at-home spouse.
But so you got to keep in mind the primary goal when you're doing this isn't to preserve the asset for the benefit of the children.
It's to
That's
protect
a collateral.
the spouse
It's to protect the non-nursing home spouse.
If you
and
spend,
in that context, it does a good job.
If you spend all the money to take care of the person in the nursing home, there ain't any money left over to take. And that person went to the nursing home.
That person has the house, but you can't even do the taxes.
That person, they kept him home for years and years and years. He probably should have been in the nursing home earlier, but mom kept him home. Mom just kept, because she just couldn't do it any longer.
What do you think's on the horizon for future changes? Or who knows?
It's always going to have a Medicaid plan available for the people. There'll always be some type of a plan. It's
how many people have the foresight to say, I want to do the plan now because I'm well within, I can handle the 5 years? Do you
a lot
see
of
that?
people, we see ton of. So that's
like that would be something for me to do. I'm healthy,
planning.
My wife's healthy,
Yep.
I could come in and create an irrevocable trust.
Yep. Crisis planning versus pre-planning. Yeah. If you don't do anything.
What's your percentages?
Oh God, it's probably 50-50.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
So
well, the idea of people come in and see me. What's your idea? What's your percentage of people that do the debt reorganization or the bankruptcy? It's the people that come in and plan how early they come in.
I would say it's 80-20. What would
if you
say,
only
90-10?
Yeah, no, it's the reality is that the later you wait, the more likely you are headed into a bankruptcy instead of dealing with.
I mean,
this is the problem.
Debt resolution. How many people do debt resolution?
This is not a bankruptcy.
They don't do debt resolution until their credit's cut off.
Okay, here it is. If you go to an estate planning lawyer, they're only going to give you the estate plan. If you go into a real elder law, they're going to give the option of the irrevocable trust, the revocable trust. Options.
It's personal to the person.
Individual to the individual.
You got it. Have a great week. We'll be back next week with One Reality.